What's up, guys? Jay and Derek here from Tap and Turn Gaming, coming at you from my workplace, perpetually drenched in sweat at the moment, but coming at you with another episode of Driving into Battle, because we are on the way to the Battleground for our booster box of Conspiracy, which kindly enough, the Battlegrounds is usually always pretty good about being a fair price for the products that they're selling. I just recently picked up a From the Vault lore from them for MSRP. I know we talked about how the From the Vault lore was kind of a meh. Some of the cards are really good, but as far as like the theme of it, we felt like they could have done a better job, but regardless.
Actually being loreful.
Yeah. But that kind of brings us to our topic for today, which was a viewer request, was to talk about pricing of product and how certain places price gouge, depending on how big the set is hyped or whatnot. So I don't think conspiracy is really going to be like a huge thing. So I don't think you'll probably see places like price gouging that. But if you look back at like Battle for Zendikar, the hype around that set was pretty unreal at points where once the expedition lands were revealed to be a thing, the hype kind of just rose to an unnatural state, and a lot of places kind of reacted to this and decided to price gouge the price of a booster box or a fat pack or whatever it may be. I saw like people selling fat packs of Battle for Zendikar on eBay for like $60-$70.
Yeah, like ridiculous. Just because they had those land packs in it.
And that's another thing too, like, the full art basic land packs, like people were, the original ones from Zendikar, each one of those, was like worth like $1 or whatever, or if you get certain ones are worth like $1. So, if I hoard all these land packs, I can pay for my college tuition or some, bullshit like that.
Buy a car with land.
Yeah. But, and that's, something that I really dislike. I feel like it's kind of just like a filthy business practice.
I could agree.
When a place decides to, there's so much hype around this set, I think I'll gouge the price on it and squeeze more money out of my customers because they'll probably pay it, which they probably will.
What makes it? I agree that it's like a filthy business practice, and I'm sure someone's going to tell us how we're wrong and they need to do it to stay in business and yada yada yada. Well, it's not the responsibility of your customers to keep you in business. That's your responsibility to stay in business as the business owner.
Agreed.
And then these are people that if they're going to your LGS, they're loyal to you, and you're gonna take a hold of their loyalty by gouging prices. I was in the wrong lane.
You can swing around up here.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, some people will probably disagree with the fact that, we say it's a dirty business practice, like, I have to charge fair market value for the product, if everywhere else is, charging this much for the product, I have to, follow suit so that I can make money off of the product. But it's like, you're still making money off of it regardless, because, you get this merchandise from the distributors at a discounted rate, because, whether or not you're, an authorized store that, hosts like Friday Night Magic and stuff like that, you're not spending that same amount of money that it's going to cost your customer to actually buy the product to get it into your store. So, you're getting it for a cheaper rate to begin with.
Yeah, like the $4 that Magic cards cost now was what, like, I don't know, $3 10 years ago or something, whatever. Doesn't matter. But the $4 they cost now, you're designed to already make a profit off of it. Like, businesses are probably buying them for, I don't know, $2.50 a pack, $3 a pack from Wizard. I don't know what their markup is, but at the $4, it's designed that everybody sells it for that price. Everybody makes the same profit on it.
Basically,
So you don't need to charge $4.50, $5 for a pack. It's just, I think that's when you step into that, unethical, filthy-ish business practice.
I would tend to agree. And it's like, it only happens to like sets where there's like so much hype built around it, like Battle for Zendikar. I remember back when Return to Ravnica came out, and a buddy of ours, Teddy, who we actually haven't played the game with in a pretty long time, but at the time he was just getting back into it. And we went to the Battleground, to get booster boxes, and Derek wasn't able to come with us. I believe, you were working or something late.
Life
So,
stuff.
Life stuff. Sometimes life gets in the way. But, so I was like, I'll see if I can, pick you up a box. And back then, things were a little bit different. The location of the store was in a different place. Different associates working there. Not trying to like talk smack about the Battleground or anything, because we love that place. But at the time we went there, and the prices on these booster boxes were not at like a ludicrously large amount, but more than I was really comfortable paying. I want to say it was like $150, $160 for a box, and it's normally like what, like $115, $120?
Yeah, I think
somewhere around that range.
Yeah, I think it's like $120 tax or something.
I mean, ever since that point, the Battleground has been great. Reaching out to Derek and I when new product comes out, because as a lot of you probably see, we kind of spotlight their store in the intro to our videos, so we kind of have that mutual
good
partnership. Yeah. So, and we really do appreciate when they reach out to us and say, hey, you guys want to purchase this limited run product at MSRP. That just, like, I feel like keeping the faith of your customer base should take precedent over like making some extra bucks by like gouging the price on something. But at the time, like Return to Ravnica, the hype around that was real, because the original Ravnica set was an all-time favorite of a lot of players, including myself. I really loved the original Ravnica set. But like I just don't get, like, you're not okay, let's take Battle for Zendikar again, for instance, because that was kind of the most recent thing. Let's say, you get in 20, 30, some odd fat packs, right? And then you want to gouge the price on it to, like $60 or whatever. Let's say I come into your LGS. Oh, you got any Battle for Zendikar fat packs? Oh yeah, $60. Really? $60? Really? I could just go to like a big box store like, Target or Walmart and buy one for like $40.
Well, see, that's the main thing for me, I guess, is that a big box store will always charge MSRP. Always. That's just what they will do. So if as an LGS you're charging more than that, not only are you taking hold of, like I said, the loyalty of your regulars and the people who stand by you, but you could potentially losing business to someone who's not even your competitor. Like, as a local game store, your competition is other LGSs. You're not competing with Walmarts and stuff, but when you start, giving away business to them, you're hurting yourself as well as doing wrong by your regulars.
Yeah, and it's like, would you just not, like, and this is what I don't understand, is instead of like selling it at MSRP and completely selling out of your product, and you're still making a profit off of it, but instead you decide to, gouge the price up to $50, $60, and then, sure I'm sure some people would want to get their hands on it so badly that they'd be willing to spend $50-$60 on it.
Oh, I just walk away though.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I went into an LGS, maybe someplace that I never went to before, and was like, during that time, I'd like a Battle for Zendikar Fat Pack, and they were like, okay, that'll be $60. I'd be like, I'll pass. At that point, I could just go, like I said, to like a Target or a Walmart and get it for $40 or maybe I think they charge like $42 or $43. But it's like me as a gamer of this, of this game, Magic the Gathering, of this beautiful, wonderful game. I want to give the business to places like that, like LGSs, because that's what they specialize in. I want to give places that specialize in that product the business over like a Target or a Walmart. But if you're gonna say, oh yeah, that'll cost you $60 for an item that MSRP is for $40, then I'm just, like you said, I'm just gonna walk away.
Like that's a 15% markup on top of whatever profit they were making normally.
And I'm sure there's probably a lot of places out there that, when From the Vault lore came out, I'm sure that, a lot of places, if you just walked into and said you want one of these, you probably weren't spending $40. You're probably spending like,
I think a lot of them were like $70, $80 what I saw.
And granted, some of the cards in that product were, like Dark Depths alone, I want to say is like a $50 or $60 card. And I guess I could see, I know like our local comic book store, it's called New England Comics. I remember when, I want to say it was the second Commander product that they made that had like the Mind Seize deck.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Mind Seize is a perfect example of price gouging, because you could go anywhere and buy all the decks for MSRP except Mind Seize. So that is a perfect example of price gouging.
Yeah, just because it had like one card in it, True Name Nemesis,
and he was selling for $30 at the time.
Yeah, and I remember. Yeah, I remember going in there, and it was kind of another situation where I was there and Derek wasn't with me, and he asked me to pick him up that deck.
And I didn't want it for the True Name. I wanted the deck.
Yeah, I mean, like, at the time, it was kind of like news to me. I didn't even know about the price of that card at the time. I was like, all right, I want that. First off, I want this deck for myself and that deck for my buddy. And they're like, oh, we can only sell you one deck. You can only buy one. And it's like, well, I could see if you had like a really, really limited supply, maybe you had like one of each deck. Maybe I could see you wanting to like keep it like one per customer, but if you have like, a pretty plethora or a pretty decent supply of it, there's really no reason for that. You're making money off of me, or your shop's making money either way if I buy it. I mean, I could see if like Joe Schmo is standing in line behind me and he wants one too, and then I say, oh, I want to buy all of those. Yeah, that's not fair to Joe Schmo behind me. But it's like, I was the only person there. You have plenty of them, but that's beside the point. Back to the Mind Seeds. So I'm like, I want that one right there. So I actually had to get my other buddy that happened to be with me, I had to give him the money so he could purchase the product, just so I could satisfy their stupid little one per person thing. And they're like, oh yeah, that one's like $60. And I'm like, what? Why is that one $60? And the guy goes, oh, well, because there's a card in that deck that people are just flipping for a profit because it's like, it's going for like $30 online. And it's like, okay, well, I'm buying it for a friend who just wants the deck.
And at that point, they're increasing the price off of the MSRP because of a card that's making money in the secondary market. That's just, it's silly because they make no money off the secondary market.
Yeah. So,
like they have no business with it. It's silly.
And with this knowledge, they decide to gouge the price on the product, which again is just something that I just feel is just like a lazy, dirty business practice. And, you know.
So what I did, went to a big box, a Walmart, I bought a Mine Seas for MSRP, sold the True Name Nemesis to the secondary market for $30, and paid like $8, $9 for the deck overall. So New England Comics lost out.
Yeah.
Shame on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of our like overall thoughts on the the practice of price gouging. I mean, we really don't. Well, I don't think anybody appreciates it, but I'm sure there's some people out there that could, probably will make an argument to defend local businesses that do price gouge, then say, oh, well, I have to sell it at, fair market value to make a profit off of it and all this, and, to keep my, my store in business. Well, it's like you sell all these other things, so if you're making the argument that your store is going to potentially go out of business if you don't charge fair market value for a product that everybody else is price gouging, I mean, if you're basing it solely off of that, then you must have a pretty horrible business.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're worried about going out of business, if you don't gouge the price and charge more than everybody else who's just charging MSRP, you're probably in some bad business practices. And again, like I said earlier, it's not the responsibility of the consumer to keep a business open. That's the responsibility of the business.
Fact.
What do we know?
So that's our overall thoughts on it. So let us know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, sound off in the comment section below. We would like to hear your thoughts on it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't,
I will add a note for people out there. Why would we even bother putting our opinion on this? Both Jay and I are in retail management. Like, we both are managers in the retail field, so we both have a good knowledge of, margin and markup and, this sort of thing, and inventory, and we both are very, very well versed in that. Granted, we're not in the gaming side of things, we're just in the normal consumer
wish
retail.
we were.
Yeah. Wish we were. Dream on, dreamer. But so we are able to give our opinion on this. While it isn't the same retail environment, it's still retail, and that's more or less transfers between the two very well. And so, like I said, we do have a good understanding of markup and retail and margin and profit and customers and all that. And so we can speak to that with some confidence.
Yeah. So like I said, let us know what you think in the comments. Thumbs up the video if you did enjoy it. If you didn't, there's always the dislike button.
Don't hit that one.
Or don't hit that one.
If you didn't like what we had to say, hit the like button. And subscribe.
Yes, and if you're not already subscribed to our channel, Tap and Turn Gaming, please crush that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. Also, if there's any topics that you guys would like to see us talk about in a future episode of this, sound off on that in the comment section below as well. But this has been Jay and Derek with Tap and Turn Gaming. Thanks a lot for watching.